So first off, we're Pure Energy Go. Today we've got myself, Chris, Nikki and Andy here. So if I can't answer the question, these two will obviously jump in and help out. Do we all know what Pure Energy Go is? Is there anyone that's unsure? Okay, so Pure Energy Go is a rights-owned music company. Basically what we're doing is removing all of your PPL, PRS streaming costs and providing it with one service. So we have the app that basically allows you to stream the music on a platform without paying for it, and we remove 100% of your PPL and PRS fees. Okay, so that's in essence what we are, all right? My name is Chris. I'm the owner of a fitness facility and have been for the last 13 years. I'm a consultant for Pure Energy Go, and I'm head of independent gyms, or head of the UK gyms. My job is to get gym owners onboarded with Pure Energy Go, help you get rid of them nasty fees, and help your gym and your staff become comfortable using the app and basically integrate it into your facility. I've used nothing but Pure Energy Go for the last 18 months, and we run 248, 250 classes a month, and we've had no issues in that transition. Okay, Nikki?
I'm Nikki. I'm the label manager, so I help work very closely with the music producers to get the music right for fitness. So I've been involved in the fitness industry for 26 years, so a very long time. For 26 years. So I come from the position of teaching Group X, so understanding how the music has to fit into every different type of exercise class to help the instructor get the right music, the right intensity, or the right flow. So that takes away one of the jobs from the instructor, and also I work very closely with the music producers to make sure that they're giving us the right amount of music to fit a 60-minute class, a 40-minute class, or working very closely with yoga experts to get the music right for them type of classes. So yeah, that's what I do. So gym, Group X.
Yeah, so we're kind of going at it with two angles here. I'm a gym owner. I still teach classes and I still actively run the gym floor, but Nikki is an instructor, one of the best instructors around, and she goes into many gyms and does classes on a daily basis using our music. And it's just...
Obviously the CrossFit as well, there is background music as well then, Chris, because with our facility it's not just about the classes, there's a lot of...
Yeah, so... Yeah, of course. So obviously when we developed the app and the music, it was designed for instructors. Now I came on board and I'm like, well, that's fine, but I run a gym. I want background music. The classes that I use, this isn't appropriate. So we've worked very hard over the last 18 months to develop, and we'll go through it a little bit later on functional fitness, background music, and creating music which is not license free. We don't want to use that term. It is rights owned. We own the rights to all this music. There's no difference between us and Spotify or us and Radio 1, apart from all the music that we play, we own. We're not making it. Music producers, music artists that you will hear on Spotify, on YouTube, or in the charts are making this music, but we are dealing with them directly, so we have 100% rights, which removes your requirement to pay PPL and PRS. Is there anyone in here that's currently using a license-free service? No? Yes? Which service are you using? Brilliant. And so I take it all of you are paying PPL and PRS, or some of you are burying your head in the sand and not paying anything, which I'm not here to judge, I'm not the police, but that is happening. Unfortunately, PPL and PRS paying is a law. It's a requirement by law that you have to pay, just like paying car insurance, just like paying your TV license. You don't have to pay it, but if you get caught, you'll have to pay the fines. Now, me being a gym owner, if I get a fine for £20,000, £30,000, that is game over. Okay, that's either all my money gone or shut down the business. And just to be able to pay Rod Stewart or Mariah Carey, that's a lot of money. So for me, being able to use a service like Pure Energy Go ticks a box. I can sleep at night because I know that I've got no nasty fines coming our way. We've created this, or Andy's created this, it's the basically music licensing guide for gym owners. In here as all the literature that you need to understand. Because in this day and age, does anyone use Spotify for their business? You can say, yep. Do you think you're allowed to use it? Technically, no. And the easiest way to explain this, if you watch football at home on Sky Sports and your friends come around and drink a beer, that's fine. If you go to a pub and watch football, you have to pay a separate license because Sky Sports in a pub pay for commercial use. Spotify is for domestic use. And when you sign up, you tick a box saying that I will not use this for commercial use. Therefore, you are ticking a box that says, I will not use this in my gym, and then we all go in the gym. Has anyone ever been sued for it? I don't know, but could you be sued for it? Yes, you could.
I was just going to ask, is it Spotify's issue to kind of look into that, or is it the people that are looking for money for the laws?
If you go on to Google and put Spotify for Business, it'll redirect you to Soundtrack My Brand. You'll pay £45 plus VAT per device, and that is just so you can stream music. That doesn't cover any PPL, any PRS. All that is doing is giving you a platform like we give you to stream music. You still have to pay, was it £4? $364 plus VAT per class that you do. So it's very simple for PPL and PRS to go on any of our websites and go, 1 PT, how many classes you've done, times it by the amount, and that's your bill.
This is how when PRS came to us.
Yeah.
Because we just play one lot of music, there's background music and classes, we just play the background music.
Yeah.
So we don't have the classes on top because we've not got separate studios.
Yes.
So how does that work with you guys? Do you get a lesser fee because you've got one?
It's a very grey area. So if you look at the PPL definition that's in here, basically a form of group exercise conducted in a class environment, including without limitation the following types of classes: flexibility, combat, strength, resistance, hybrid classes. It's down to definition. Remember, the people for PPL and PRS aren't in the music industry. They're in the not in the fitness industry. They're in the collecting money for music industry. So they're not bothered. They'll look at that definition, and unfortunately, it's down to you might be paying for each class that you're doing, you might not be. And it all depends on the person on the phone. It is a big grey area, but they're reviewing it at the moment, and it all depends on who you get with that one. Now, if I'm teaching a spinning class, but I'm not choreographing it to the music, what's the difference between a group of people on bike ergs in a big room being told to pedal at a certain cadence by an instructor? It's a very grey area, and it's one that will sort of get looked into, and they will come up with a definition. But right now, I'd rather pay for what I use and pay correctly. If that makes sense?
Just to chip in on that one, I've worked with PPL for 30 years. The definition is, if you have a group of individuals in a class being instructed, that is group exercise. It's not background music. And I know from a CrossFit perspective, because I've talked to Rachel, I've talked to PPL, there's a little bit of time at the minute where it's being reviewed. But the reality is, Everlast teach group exercise, functional fitness, okay? There is no difference between me with battle ropes and a rig and doing functional fitness in Everlast than there is in CrossFit. So you're setting a precedent there. So it's being reviewed right now, but you've got to understand that PPL and PRS act on behalf of the record labels and the publishers. And it's down to the record labels and the publishers to agree how you can use their music. I know from a CrossFit perspective right now, it's under review. But group exercise, by definition, is a group of people exercising to music. So there is a review right now, but I can pretty much guarantee you it will change.
Yeah.
So if you're in a room exercising, it's group exercise.
My look on this is, if I'm Everlast or JD and I'm doing a functional fitness class and I'm paying £5 to run that class, yet a gym down the road that's a CrossFit gym isn't, then I'm going to say, why should I pay and they're not? So I imagine people and PRS do not want to lose the big revenue stream from the bigger chains, just so the smaller gyms can get away with it. So it's one of those things. It's interpretation of what you do. Like Andy said then, if you're an instructor in front of a group of people and you're telling them what to do, that is group exercise. Group exercise has a different tariff to background. Background, in essence, is core music, which is music that's just been played in the background and people are getting on and doing their own thing. But by definition, if you speak with people on PRS, if you change the volume of music, so everyone comes into my class, I'm doing a functional fitness class, right, everyone, this is the warm-up, music goes up, they play, turn the music down, we're going to do some strength work, turn the music up. Music is enhancing that product. I am changing the volume, whereas background music in a gym, you don't turn it up and down, it stays at one level, it doesn't change. That's the definition that I've been given. And it's one of them, it's
I don't disagree with you.
yeah.
I worked in a big chain of health clubs.
Yeah.
When it was 5 o'clock, because they just cracked the background music.
Yeah.
There was more people in the facility.
Yeah.
It wasn't as though it was class, it's just ramped it up, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, but it's where on your timetable there are sessions, which is a group-led session, and the volume of music changes with the parts of the class. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm fully on your side with this, but with people on PRS, they're not governed. It's whoever you get on the phone, whoever comes and assesses it. Exactly. Exactly.
And you don't know what time they're going to arrive.
No.
You can't predict when they're going to walk in the building.
No. So we kind of got off a little bit of a tangent on that. With what we're trying to create, and what I wanted anyway, is I wanted to create a world-class facility with world-class music. Now, one issue I had as a gym owner is I was never in control all the time of the music. We had Spotify on there, we had YouTube on, we had Mixcloud on. One instructor would play one music, they've got hard, heavy metal coming on, they've got swearing on, they've got inappropriate music on, and then in walks a nice family. They've just moved to the area. The music has set the wrong environment for them straight away because it's not something that's welcoming to them. What we create with Pure Energy music is music fit for purpose. The music is not original music altered for fitness. It is music designed and produced, and as Andy come up with a good quote, musical architecture. Basically, these guys are architecting music for our environment. So all the music that we have fits the gym. It fits the classes, it fits the functional sessions, it fits the spinning sessions, it fits every session, and it's appropriate. At no point you're going to walk into my facility and think, that's bad music, that's inappropriate music, or there's never silence. And that's one important thing that I have to have in my facility, regardless if there's anyone in at all, is that there's constantly music being played. So what we've done is we've created a platform, which you can see up here, and we've got all the different disciplines. So for my facility, we have, in this day and age, I have coaches versus instructors, not your classical instructor-led classes. Now, if your gym's similar to mine, the music to those instructors is an afterthought. They're not really that bothered about the music, they just press play. Whereas when I started teaching and when Nikki teaches, the music is a big part of what we do. We curate playlists, we spend hours creating playlists, we make sure the music is perfect for the class. It starts at the right time, it's got the highs, it's got the lows. What Nikki does with the music producers is we create tracks. So if we go on to, so here we've got the functional fitness section. So we have a Mixcloud type feel for this, where you've got all your different mixes. We've gone all the way down and we've curated it with the functional fitness market in mind. We've got 10-minute mixes, 20-minute mixes, 30-minute mixes, and then we've got our coaches' recommendations. We are curating playlists now to go along with disciplines. We've currently got Body Max, which is your body pump. We've got Accelerate, which is your RPM. We have Bike Beats, which is another one of our cycle range. Cardio and conditioning. Nikki will go through all the different sort of playlists and stuff that we have a little bit later on. But ultimately, there's different levels of people in the room with different roles. My hat, most of the time, is gym owner. So I'm looking to cut costs down. My energy rates are going up, everything's going up. If I was going to be legitimate and pay PP and PRS for every class that I do, I'd be looking at £12,500 per year. Okay? It's not even, it's a 90% reduction with Pure Energy. You know, that is a saving of £11,000. And to me, in a small facility, that's a lot of money. And I can tick that box that I'm legitimate. Regardless of what PPL and PRS say is a class or not class, if it changes, I'm 100% covered. But what I want to create is this world-class facility with world-class music. Now, the issue that you would have, or that any gym that I've brought on board has, is at the instructor level. An instructor does not like change, especially the original instructors that do a lot of choreographed stuff. They like to do what they know. Nikki's proof that it works. Yep. So how many classes do you teach a week?
17.
17 classes a week. And what music do you use?
Pure energy.
Pure energy. So for any instructor that says it doesn't work, the proof is there with Nikki. She's running 17 classes per week with pure energy music with no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, this for people that I've talked to who are like, oh, they think the music is going to be a certain way. When you think what license free is, you have this perception, but we're not coming from that direction. We're coming from a record label working with top DJs and producers who travel the world and bring us the best beats. So they're just not going through the channel of putting it commercially on the radio. They're coming directly to us. We put it here and then it's good to go online, face to face. So even if your facility does use online, you're not going to get muted. Everything's in, it's absolutely fine to use face to face or online. I'm a dance presenter. I've traveled the world teaching choreography, hip hop, street, stuff like this. So music's always been very, very important to me, especially when it comes to choreographed classes and Group X. I wouldn't question this whatsoever because of the music that we get from really cool DJs. It doesn't get any better. So from my perspective as a Group X instructor, and also sometimes the music is that good that people argue with me that that can't be license free. I was teaching at Fit Camps UK in November. I was delivering a step workshop and a lady was videoing and she went, can I not video this because you're supposed to be playing license free? I said, it is. It's Pure Energy Go. And I showed it and she went, this music can't be. And we had this big argument in front of a load of people. And I was like, well, there it is. Go and try it. Go onto the website, press play, listen to it for yourself. And she couldn't believe it. So that's the level of how good the music actually is. And as Chris says, the problem isn't from your level, it's from the instructor. If you go to your team of Group X instructors and go, you can't play Michael Jackson anymore, you've got to play this, straight away they've got to bury it up and gone, I don't want to play that music, but give it a chance and you'll soon be won over, as I was.
The issue really is with the label of license free. This isn't license free, it's label owned. We own the music rights to this. And I always use this, and if you go to a barbecue and says, would you like a veggie burger? Straight away, you've not tasted that burger, you've automatically put in your brain, I don't like that. If I gave you a burger and you ate it, you'd like it. But because you're going to the instructors and saying, right, we're not playing real music anymore, you've got to play license-free music, first thing people think about is elevator music. It's terrible. So they write it off before they give it a chance. When we introduced this to my facility, we've upgraded the music. I know it's good, and I know it's a financially good thing for the business. The members know what I tell them. Why do they come to your gyms? They come for guidance. You teach them how it's good to be healthy, how it's good to be fit, how to eat well, how to live well. You're telling them that this music is curated, which it is, by fitness professionals, by some of the best music artists and producers in the business, and it's designed for fitness. What we're not doing is just playing some random mix of Mixcloud or Spotify that was designed to be played in a nightclub, in a restaurant, and in a bar. What we're doing is we're designing music specifically for fitness. In 2 years, this has gone from a handful of tracks to what is looking now like the Spotify for fitness. And that is ultimately where we are going with this. You'll have a one-stop app that delivers the music, that covers all of the releases, all of the disciplines, and you can literally spoon feed your instructors. Now, my instructors, like I said, aren't that savvy at choosing right playlists. So what I do, go to functional fitness, it's a 20-minute workout, 20-minute mix, off you go. We go to spinning. We go to accelerate. It's a 36-minute spinning profile. Every 6 minutes, the music peaks and drops, peaks and drops. I can teach a million different disciplines and profiles to accelerate. Nikki does bike beats. Anyone that's a rhythm spinner that wants to spin to the beat, we've got a track builder. Each track tells you what it is. We've got your HIIT stuff on here. We've got all the HIIT protocols. There's 36 HIIT albums on there now. Each album, you click on, you click more, it tells you exactly what each track is, the protocols.
Your wife goes to a boot camp taking 1
Yeah.
They've got the music set. So rather than having a timer going beep, 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 the music goes, volume changes automatically
Yeah.
depending on the length, whether it's 40, 20, 30,
Yeah.
30. Can you program that yourself or you can get...
Well, with this on here, which we can put on, this, we've gone one step further. So you've got your Tabata workout, go, interval 1 starts in 3, 2, 1, go, in 20 seconds, then the music changes, it drops down, goes to like more of like a heartbeat style music, round 2 kicks in 3, 2, 1. And what I always say to the instructors is, yeah, the voiceover sometimes is not everyone's bag, but if you're doing 20 on, 10 off, your instructor's basically becoming a clock watcher. They're not instructing. Now I can put this and I can go in and recorrect someone's technique on the kettlebell swing, on their squat, and I'm not missing out on telling everyone to stop and to go. We did the Halloween one in my spin class. It was great, and it does the intervals for me, which meant I could go on and teach and do my job as an instructor and teach rather than going 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we've got 30 seconds left. I could get on and talk about the breathing, talk about the heart rates, talk about the intensity, and make the class a lot better. You know, and this is there for you. You're not paying extra for this. This is all included, and this is the thought process that goes behind the music. And Nikki is basically behind all of the HIIT stuff.
There's a lot of functionality within the app as well to help you guys as instructors. So say, for instance, you're at a boot camp or you want to, right, I'm working at Tabata tonight, but you don't know where to find it in the app. We have a search option just like you do like on any music player like Spotify, and I can just type in there Tabata and a full list of every Tabata on the app will show up and you just pick your favourite. You can also save them so that you never have to go searching for them again, so they're always in your saved items. So,
We are running out of time. Does anyone have any more questions?
Just a quick one. Most of the music on there looks quite modern, but like we've got about 900 over 60s. Do you have music suitable for that?
Yeah, if they want to sing along, and they definitely want Glory Gaynor, or they want, unfortunately we don't have that. We do have retro, which is some great 80s stuff. Now, what there is an option, and a lot of people don't know this, is it's not cut and dry. You don't have to go, right, we're going PPL, PRS, or we're not. What we do have now is we have a hybrid. So someone might come on, and I do this quite a lot with gyms, they'll come on and say, you know what, I've got my Thursday morning class and my Saturday morning class, and they love that sing along. I'm so, all right, so it's 2 classes a week. So you're gonna do 104 classes per year. So when you're on the phone to people on PRS, you say, how many classes you can do? Well, using your music, 104 classes. There's my bill for that. There you're covered. Or if you want to keep a Les Mills discipline, you've got your body combat and you love it, just pay for that. Pay for what you're using, okay? There's lots of ways that we can play around with tariffs, and we can do a consultation where if you phone us, we'll sit down, we'll go through your timetable, and we'll work out where we can save you money. Because ultimately, right now, in the way we are in the world, cost saving is important, but don't water that down. What we are providing is great music and a great platform with great disciplines on it.
One last question. Is it possible to add like an actual voiceover so that there's key messages from us as a gym to add to it to say, don't forget to put your next PT session?
That is something that we were discussing on the way down here, is making ways on the app that you could personalize it or even monetize it. For instance, I don't know if you checked out the guys at Atmosphere that do the TV. You can go on there and create your own adverts, so reach out to local businesses and advertise, and that is something that we're looking at, that on the gym floor, that we can make an actual radio station where you can monetize it and add in adverts along the way. We played around with it and we are in talks about getting that sorted. Anything?
a lot. I don't stop
How many
working.
tracks are you curating a month on average?
So we put 50 brand new individual tracks, and this month I've put 12 new albums on there.
That's a month.
So it's all the time. So last week, this top level here, so when you go in the music library, this bit here, this is what I've put on in the last week. So there's loads of different ones there. So there's hip hop, cycling, cardio conditioning, drum and bass, sound bath album, resistance, hits, and a few mixtapes. So that was just last week.
which is, it's growing, it's snowballing. The more gyms we get on board, the more instructors we get on board, the more we create them.
How long did it take for your members to get used to it? I done a spin class with it last Wednesday. 13 out of 15 just that they really didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, they didn't know what it was, and it was harder for them to get in. I want to keep trying it.
Which did you use any of?
I didn't, because I didn't really know any of the songs, so I know some of the DJs, so I went through and
Right.
some of the tracks that I
The issue with sorry, what's your name? Scott. What Scott was saying is you don't know the music, and that's the problem. So if we all know Michael Jackson, we all know Rod Stewart, we go on Spotify, we know how to search for it. Now what we're trying to do with these core disciplines is say, right, Scott, this is what we recommend for indoor cycling. And I'm exactly the same. I've taught spinning for 20 years. If you just go and choose one of the albums, it might be a house album, it might be a drum and bass, and they're going to have an hour of drum and bass. And nobody wants to sit through, and Andy's wife will say the same, no one sits through an hour of drum and bass. Now in the Accelerate, it's a 36-minute mix. What you do is you go onto your playlist builder, put a warm-up on, so choose a track for a warm-up, put in one of the Accelerate mixes, then put a cool down. That 36 minutes may have 30 tracks in it. It might have some retro, some hip-hop, some drum and bass, some garage, and we try and hit as many genres as we can to try and tick all the boxes. I have some of the most opinionated members about, and I'll get a WhatsApp message saying banging tunes this morning. And like I said, as an instructor, we should be quite versatile, and no doubt you can be, but it's the way it's sold and the way it's delivered, and that's why I've been working with Accelerate, because I'm a freestyle spinner and I just have music in the background to spin to. With this one, you know, if you program 3 on, 3 off, or 3, 2, 1, every 6 minutes it's going to peak, and we try and put that information in here for you.
I think it just comes down to like what you said at the beginning. A lot of people don't know change, do they? Whether
No.
it's the instructors or the members.
But now what we have is, because once you've been with us a few months ago, there's a new Accelerate mix out, or there's a new resistance mix out, or there's a new cardio and conditioning. You'll learn, just like you've learned to love Eminem or your favorite mix on Mixcloud, you'll know a new release is coming out. And we've gone from the stage of being 18 months ago where no one had heard of any of it, now they're like, no one actually knows any difference. And it's just learning, and this is where, for me, my job is to talk to the owners and managers, and then teach you guys how to teach to the instructors, and the instructors teach down to the staff, to the members. Because if you went into McDonald's and the guy serving you the burger doesn't like McDonald's, and you order a cheeseburger, he's not going to go, you sure that's a terrible burger? They're not being paid to tell you that. They're being told to tell you that's the world's best burger. So your instructors on the bike, they're the ones that are selling that.
What I did like was you can change the tempo.
Yeah.
Some of the tracks as well, which was, I thought, really
Yeah. So there is some good tutorials on there, and it is something that we want to do on the app, is put as much video on there and as much advice for you guys to be able to get the most out of it. Because you're our advocates, you're the people out there selling it. And
if, guys, after today, if you haven't got time, or you think of a question afterwards, if you've got this, there is an email on there. I'm happy to help you with suggestions for your type, like you said about the type of music that you think would be suitable. I'm more than happy to ask any questions like that, or Chris will be happy to answer questions about gyms, and Andy also on the actual license and the scary stuff.
And
so
if you go on the App Store and just hit Pure Energy Go, download the app, you'll get a 7-day free trial. Go in there, plug it into any device, register it on, just let it play in the gym, and just have some fun with it and listen to it. My wife is a massive music lover, and on a Saturday night I want to listen to some music. She always switches off and puts Pure Energy Go on now, because she's into a dance music. I like my hip hop music. Some of the hip hop stuff on there now is unreal. Like I was saying to someone before, if you got in my car, you'd think I was listening to One Extra. It is that good. You know, it's I can't believe it's not butter. It's fantastic stuff. All right, any more questions? No? Good. We are going to be around for a little bit longer. If you want to come over and have a more private chat over there, that's fine. If you need to email us. All right, thank you guys.